Hello, good morning. Welcome to another episode of the Niger Landlord Show here on VOP 90.3 FM. And I am your girl. My name is Amara Onwuzurike. I am so happy to be with you this beautiful Saturday, beautiful morning. I hope you're having a good time. As we all know that the Niger Landlord Show is your number one real estate investment platform that brings you all the pros and cons of investing in the Nigerian real estate industry, in the Nigerian real estate market. We show you on this show how to make real estate work for you, right? So that's what we're doing today, giving you, the information, the tools, the resources that you require that would empower you, that would inform you, right, on the best decisions to make in your real estate investment journey. And as usual, I have a very special topic and a special guest in the house that will be, doing today's episode together. And I'm quite excited. I know there's a lot that we are going to learn from today's section. So please sit back, relax, and as I always say, I want you to engage and send in your questions and messages, and share with us your thoughts on this very insightful topic. So today the topic is investing in tomorrow, the future of real estate development in Nigeria. Investing in tomorrow, the future of real estate development in Nigeria. All right, so a quick overview. The Nigerian real estate sector is poised for transformative growth, driven by innovative financial models, and also we see lots of trends, technological advancements, and we see a lot of shifts in the market, in the industry, due to the economy that we are in right now. We know the state of the economy, and we see a lot of trends such as the fluctuations in our currency, the inflation, in the cost of things in the market, and we see a lot of shifting consumer demands. So as a country, as an investor who is looking to invest and who is looking to make profitable investment, you would need to arm yourself with, why you should invest, right? What you should and how you should invest, where you should invest, where is profitable for you, right? So key sectors key aspects that we're going to explore in today's section is we're going to look at sustainable developments, and also practices that you can implement as an investor in investing. We're going to look at financing models. We're going to look at regional growth areas. Where are the profitable areas that you can put your money, right? A lot of people have reached out and asked that, is it still profitable to invest in Nigeria, looking at what the economy is saying right now, right? So that's why I have my guest, and then when we call, I will be going on a short break. When I come back, I will introduce him, and then we'll dive right into today's section. Please stay tuned. I will be right back. All right, welcome back to today's show. If you're just joining us, you are tuned into VOP 90.3 FM and you're listening to the Niger Landlord Show. And I am going to introduce my guest right now. His name is Isaac Ajayi. He is the CEO of Blaze Properties. Isaac Ajayi is a real estate investment manager with years of experience in the industry. He has an extensive background in residential and commercial real estate, having worked with a variety of clients and properties. He's passionate about helping others find their ideal home or property and takes pride in providing insights on how to build a profitable real estate investment portfolio. Right, so join me as I welcome Isaac Ajayi on the call. Hello, Isaac. Good to have you.
Hello, Amara. Good morning. It's good to be here again.
Yeah, that's true. This is your second time here on the show, and thank you so much for making out, taking out this time to come here once again. I really, really appreciate that, and thank you. I remember the last time it was quite explosive, right? And yeah, we had fun, right? So good to have you, right? So looking at today's topic, yes. The last time when you were here, we had a lot of engagement and feedback on. We talked about profitable real estate investment then. And now looking at today's topic, investing in tomorrow, the future of real estate development in Nigeria. First of all, let me just ask it, the way it is. Because normally I will start with telling my guests with what is the current state of the industry, what's the overview. I just want to ask before I start with that, is it still, are people still investing in the country, in the economy? Is it still worthwhile to invest in the industry?
The answer is a capital yes. Are people still looking for houses to rent? Yes. Are people still looking for schools? Do people still have visions to build schools? Yes. Are there still needs for marketplaces? Yes. Are there still needs for religious centers? Yes. So if you have all these yes and yeses in quote and unquote, it means that there is a need, the need is still there, and that means the business is still very much alive and kicking, in spite and despite of.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for that optimistic answer.
Yeah.
Okay, looking at the Nigeria real estate industry, the sector right now, can you tell us what you think has been the industry overall outlook, looking at the past few years and right now? What would you tell us, like an overview of what's the industry, where the industry is at right now?
Okay, I remember the last time we did more of an academic approach, and when you contacted us that we should come back, I felt like, okay, let's do a little bit of realistic, let's do the realistic approach. The overview for me is the business is still growing. I still drive around Lagos, I still drive around Oyo State and Ogun State almost every week. And I can tell you for sure that I'm seeing buildings and structures coming up. And I'm still seeing people buying houses and owning homes. I'm still seeing people, as I said earlier, going to church and praying that ought to be a mosque and praying to their own God that I want to have a house by so and so time. So that's the outlook. It's still growing. For people to complain that the price of cement just rose, of course, because of the prevailing inflation, it means that people are buying. If people were not buying, they wouldn't know some of these informations. Do you understand?
Right.
For people to have treat encounters and reactions to the prices, the increase of things, it means that people are buying. It may not be as much as people hope to because of the economic phase that this country is in presently. But the truth of the matter is there are still a few people that are still doing what they are doing. And while we hope that God and the government and whatever help can come from will just change the whole situation, it is still viable. It is going to be viable for as long as it can be. In fact, for the rest of our lives and for maybe the future generation. So for me, the overview is still growing. We looked the last time that despite COVID-19, which was a great setback for the whole world, not just for Nigeria, it still grew by over 5%. In fact, I know developers that will tell me that it was during that season, that year, that they made their biggest sales there. not to talk about this temporal setback. So
Yeah.
I would want to see that it is still going, it is still booming, people are still investing, and people are still cashing out. That's the street world, right?
Yeah, that's true. All right, thank you for that. So,
Yeah.
mentioning the pandemic and all that's 2020 up until now.
Yeah.
What would you say are emerging trends that you have noticed or you see shaping the Nigerian real estate industry today?
Okay. I listed five when I was preparing for this. Of course, we're having prop tech coming up and smart buildings.
Okay.
Most people are going for smart apartments. Prop tech is the use of technology to sell, to manage properties. For those of us that don't know yet, that's the term for it, prop tech. We also have smart buildings, of course, where you can say to there's this funny name, you just call the name. Let me adopt a name. Jarvis, roll the curtain, put off the lights. Those are emerging trends. We're also having tourism and hospitality real estate development. Some of us reacted to a viral video of the great Alibaba, talking about an artist that blew in the street world. And after a while, the person got married and was saying, what if the person had built that center instead of buying cars worth millions, hundreds of millions of naira? So we have an emerging trend. In fact, most of us, when we have money, we discover that traveling can be fun. Because we'll travel, we'll go to see places, we'll do some serious tourism, see beautiful sites around the world. So it's also developing. And if you see economies that are working, you see that they give attention to tourism. One of the reasons we celebrate Dubai and some of those, because their tourism is top notch. We also have mixed use development and urban renewal projects coming up. We have affordable housing initiatives and solutions. Of course, we are seeing more public PPP kind of partnership. People are trying to see how they can collaborate so that both of them can enjoy dividends. You can also see sustainable and eco-friendly developments coming up. So those are just the trends. It's more or less like an improvement of what used to be.
Okay.
It's an improvement of what used to be. So once you bring better solutions, of course, with time, it's going to become a major trend, and that's what is happening in the real estate sector.
Wow. So, for stakeholders, or should I say players in the industry, yourself being one of them, how could you say that the industry is doing presently? Because I know that for a fact that the economy, the changes in the imbalanced markets, the volatile changes that are happening, a lot of people have had to re-strategize and look for better ways to be able to meet up with the demands in the industry. And as a developer, how do you balance affordability and profitability?
Okay, that's a tough one. As I'm thinking, that's a personal question. For me personally, if I were to answer that, it would be different from how my organs at the top will probably answer it. There are people, of course, that are in for the profit. There are people, of course, that are into to provide service. However, we feel and we know that what is ideal is what should be targeted at. So for us, we know that sector is profitable. Even if you give it an average approach, because people want to buy properties, and because people will perceive you as being sincere, they will want to buy. It is now a challenge for us as a people. It is now for us as a people to make sure that we do not allow profiteering get in the way.
Okay.
It is now for us as a people, and that's very important. As developers, I believe that, or as human beings, permit me to use this word, as human beings, I know that when our time comes to an end on planet Earth, we will not take anything out of the world. We've seen very little guys that everything is left. So, it's proper. So as much as possible, I think the goal for every developer is to make sure that we make it affordable. If you don't make it affordable, people are not going to buy it. You probably, suffer some kind of itch and stagnancy, just like we have in some parts of the country. But affordability will make more people embrace it. And when more people embrace it, your turnover is high and you'll be glad that you serve the people. But profitability is non negotiable. Everybody will make profit if you invest rightly in real estate.
Yeah. Okay. So bringing you back to our topic titled "Investing in Tomorrow," right? And right now, people would say, "Are you talking about investing in tomorrow?" When right now we have not been able to secure our financial status. Our financial status is declining. Our investments, our savings are depreciating or depleting in the bank. I mean, the dollar is rising far above the naira, and then you see a lot of uncertainty, so to speak, in the country, in the economy, and then you're asking investing in tomorrow when people right now are looking at how to get out of the country, putting it bluntly, how to get out of the country, and then the ones that are stuck here are saying, I never chop.
Some of these people trying to get out of the country, they will sell their houses to get out of the country. When they get out there, they will still send us money to buy houses for them. It's a fix, it's a circle. Okay.
So what about those who are here right now and then they're struggling to make ends meet, and then they don't want to even lose the little money that they have saved, or they are having to take care of their family? Would you still advise those people to invest in tomorrow in Nigeria?
Yes, I'll say it capital yes again. I think this is the second time I'm using the capital yes. Real estate has a future, and you must endeavor to have a future in that future. There's a saying that I used to, I'm a Christian, for instance, and permit me to say, but I heard a saying from somewhere, I can't remember where exactly, and the person said, if the thing cannot meet your need, turn it to a seed.
Okay.
That's what the person said. Okay. So in that sense, I would say if the money that for instance, the truth of the matter is for someone like me, because things have gotten tough, inflation has hitting very deeply. I have taken an interest and I'm actively involved in a project that probably I couldn't have thought of in the last 2 years.
Right.
And that's fusing, fusing agriculture with real estate. So the fact is this: tough times will come, but tough times will not be forever. Tough times we forge tough men. And I think that if you feel your account is depleting, what you should do is to try to invest more. However, the challenge will now be, how do I invest? Is this amount enough? Is this amount not enough? There is always a solution, Amara, to every problem.
Right.
There is, the way life has been designed for those that believe in the creator, but for those that don't, the way life has been designed, there is no problem that does not have a solution.
Yeah.
Okay? And in as much as people are saying there is no money anywhere, some people are making more monies now. Let's get this fact straight. This naira and kobo is not disappearing into thin air. In science, they say energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transformed from one.
Transferred
from one form to another. These monies are going somewhere. It's just that these monies are going to the pocket of a few. So what do you do as a wise human being is to make sure you strategically position yourself so that you cannot become part of the people that will have more money. I'm not saying that you should keep the few. As a matter of fact, if you join them, the few becomes a bit bigger because one person has joined.
Yes.
But the truth of the matter is that we must understand that some people have money, and if you say you do not have enough, life will never leave you at a point where you don't have something. Look at what you have, ask questions how you can trade that, how you can invest that, and see real estate is one of the ways where you can leverage in tough times. It's one of the surest ways. I can tell you for free, I do only real estate now. Real estate, with agriculture coming on board, but I can tell you that it's making me better because I'm offering services. So the truth of the matter is, yes, times are tough, but it helps us to take tough decisions, to probably make less some of those travels that are not so important, some of those ashwebis that are not so important. Wisdom is profitable to direct, you cut them, and then you channel these funds to where it can reproduce and you can have more. And believe you me, real estate is a sure way to get your little 2,500,000, 200,000 to become 220,000. With time and patience, the money begins to grow, and with good discipline.
Yes, I know for a fact. Yeah, it does. I know for a fact that you putting that your money, putting it away. Sometimes it looks like, oh, it's you want to make that profit immediately, but investing, especially in the real estate industry, it's not immediate. All right, but for a fact, you're definitely going to get your returns. But you do have to put your money to work and give your money some time to come back to you with profits. Okay, so talking about financing and funding, what innovative financing models can boost real estate development in Nigeria? Because that is the main problem we have in the industry. Financing, funding. People, we know that real estate is huge. It's capital intensive, and you want to embark on this journey, you need to know what financing options you have, and what funds that you can adopt, or you can go out to seek for, to help you, empower you into going into this venture. So what would be your advice on this?
Okay, now academically there are about 4 or 5 financing options.
When you say academically, what do you mean?
Because some of us are actually not academically, like how do I explain? More academically.
Okay, by the book.
In the book, by the books.
Okay.
By what we see online, by what we research online, by what they teach in.
Okay.
Sometimes the 4 walls of a classroom.
All right.
There are about 4 or 5 or more. You have the PPP, the public-private partnership.
Right.
You have that's where you have a public agency or a federal agency that partner with a private entity, like maybe Voice, VOP Radio. Partnering with the government, one agency partnering with them to deliver a service. Of course, they will share the dividends and all that. You also have the rates, real estate investment trust rates. These are companies basically that owns and manages properties and are mandated by laws to remit dividends to the investors.
Right.
Okay. You also have the peer-to-peer lending. You also have the crowdfunding. So, but you see, academically, most of us will be disadvantaged if we look at PPP. We do not have the structures, the collaterals that would facilitate this. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think the most applicable one, permit me to use that one, is either we invest in REIT companies that are empowered to manage properties, companies that have track records, companies that do not under-deliver and over-promise. Okay, and we can also do a little bit, not much of a crowdfunding, but soft family. Maybe I would call it family funding. That's not academic. But I think 5 friends can come together and execute a project and make money from it. Right. I think 3 friends can come together, sign your agreement by law. Okay, do not assume. I do not believe in assumption. Trust is good, control is better. I do not believe in assumptions. But you see, the truth of the matter is there is somebody out there that you can partner with. There's somebody out there that you can say, see, we can both have this property. There's somebody out there that is also complaining that is in the same situation as myself. And what do I need to do? I will look at what I have, the person does not have, what the person has, what I do not have. We come together and we make a very interesting decision. We make a fantastic investment. You see, these things may require time, but it will not take forever. It may require time to reap your dividends, but it will not take forever. And the truth of the matter is, development is faster than it used to be in the past, regardless. Okay, it's faster. So the truth of the matter is that academically, yes, those are the options that I mentioned, but let us look at how we can collaborate.
Practically,
let us look at
academically, yes.
Practically. Let us look at
what would you advise?
What I would advise? Am I putting me a tight corner? I feel like calling it. Okay, this is what I would advise. This is what I would advise. There are some approaches that are far from our reach. If we look at them, it will be a wide dream if we say, "Oh, let's," because those are models, those are innovative financing options.
Yeah.
But they will not be so attainable, and we don't want to create false hopes. So what I would advise is for everybody to look at what they have, ask questions, look at companies that can, real estate companies that can invest with. If you cannot buy a full plot of land, let me be realistic, buy half. If you cannot buy half, look for somebody that both of you can buy half. As a matter of fact, there are some companies that sell 150 square meters of lands presently. And if you cannot buy 150 plus, 3 people can buy it. Good. And also look at the purpose of the investment as well. There's an emerging trend where we are, Amara knows that we are working with, I presently am fully involved with a project where you don't just own a property, buy a property and keep it lying fallow. And then you have rats and snakes, and then you just paint it and say, I have a property. The project is we engage the property. Take, for instance, there's a food crisis presently in Nigeria. We engage the property. We do some kind of agriculture. We do agriculture. The idea is that we'll do animal breeding. We'll do so. Just take, for instance, let me say somebody, for instance, 3 people comes together. They buy 200 square meters of land, and then they put 5 female goats and 1 goat. I think everybody will understand this illustration. By next year, the asset has grown through. True. Let's say, okay, goats take time to mature. Okay, some of you buy probably turkeys. You buy 6 weeks, 6 weeks turkeys. You keep them in about 6 months. These birds would have matured. They'll probably start laying eggs. You can sell them at maturity. You can continue the circle. So the truth of the matter is that there are various options that people can pick from that are not so academic. You just look at the option, you look at what you have, and then you key into it. Amara knows about this option, and I think she will be smiling like this. So there are solutions. Look at the one that you can connect with and then take advantage of it or plug yourself into it.
All right, thank you, Isaac. You've mentioned a hands-on approach, right? Because I do believe that investing in real estate shouldn't also make you handicap in areas of funding, like putting out your capital somewhere and it's tied down and you're waiting for that property to appreciate. You've just mentioned something that has given me more leads to ask you my next questions, which is this hands-on approach that you have talked about, and then you also talked about agriculture. I'm also really interested in that because right now a lot of the feedback we get, people are talking about food. I mean, we need to eat. Hunger is in the land. Prices of foods have
hunger is in the land.
Exactly.
hunger has no season.
We shouldn't ignore this. What is happening out there, and you're right. So. Yes. I mean, it's now really affecting every person, everyone, no matter your status. So this hands-on approach, I think, is quite interesting. It's something I would like you to also, share on how, the layman, any person can take advantage of real estate industry. I always preach the gospel that real estate industry is one of the ways that you can turn the fate of yourself and your generation around. You can plug into that wealth generation power circle, right? And sometimes it might be people don't know, how am I going to do this? So I always like when people talk about this hands-on approach, but I'll be going on a short break. When I come back, you can answer that question. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
For real estate market insight and industry trends, join Amara on the Naija Landlord Show. where we show you how to make real estate work for you. For different investments, strategies from real estate experts on Ninja Real Estates. Elevate your financial education and investment in Nigeria. So tune in every Saturday on VOP 90.3 from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The Ninja Landlord Show. The voice of real.
Right, welcome back to the Ninja Landlord Show. If you're just joining us, well, you've missed some parts, but that's okay, not to worry. Right, you're tuned into VOP 90.3 FM, and our topic today, we have been discussing on investing in tomorrow, the future of real estate development in Nigeria. And my dear guest Isaac Ajayi in the house has been very, very practical and insightful in sharing with us on this topic. All right, Isaac, good to have you back on the show.
Thank you.
I'm going to open the phone lines. The number to call, please call us if you have any questions. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903, or you can send us a message on our WhatsApp line 081 717 56338 081 717 56338. Please call. Let's hear your thoughts. All right, so back to you, Isaac, talking about this hands-on approach. I would like you to share from a personal perspective. Tell us how you were able to get yourself, from a part of where do I start from investing? How do I take into the real estate industry? How do I become a profitable real estate investor? And to the point where you are now, even selling this even to a much larger audience. Let's hear your story.
All right, so you want to hear my story? I should just okay, I get.
Yeah.
All right, so
like
now
I
the
said,
thing
a
is
personal view.
Okay. Now, the thing, as I said, one of the things we learned when we were kids, and we still believe it still resonates with us now, is that there are probably three basic needs of man. And if you ask, food, shelter, and what? Clothing, I think.
Food, clothing, and shelter, yes.
It's clothing, right?
Yes.
So some of us are still brilliant. I'll tell you why win once when you can win twice with a single effort? Maybe not a single effort, but with a single investment. For instance, we are all used to, tough times will make us think. I'm of the opinion that tough times should make people innovate. Tough times should make people come up with better ideas, better options. That's the essence of tough times. It makes you wiser. That's why sometimes you see people, they say, this one, it has street sense, so now street thing grow up. You must have heard that. You understand? Because tough times are not supposed to make you agonize. It's meant to make you organize yourself.
Yeah.
It's meant to give you some kind of wisdom that probably you won't get elsewhere. So since we've established that we have three basic needs of man, we have food, we have shelter, we have clothing, we felt like, okay, why do we need to buy properties and just leave them? Of course, I have properties in some parts of Lagos State, and I bought it from, before I started development, we bought it from real estate companies. And some of these places, yes, there are properties, yes, they are thefts, but we are not the inhabitants. We are not making money from them. It is not a return of investment yet. We are still in the phase of capital appreciation, capital gain.
Yeah.
Because we are just seeing that, okay, the value of the properties keep increasing. And we said, that is good. But you see, can it be bettered? Can it be improved upon? And so I work with a set of guys that there's a project presently where you buy a property, and then the idea is to create a community of farmers. You produce whatever you want to produce. If you want to go into fishery, you produce fishery. If you want to run oloriculture. Oloriculture is the agriculture of vegetables. Okay, when you plant vegetables, it's called oloriculture. If you want to do that in a greenhouse, you can do that. If you want to do semi-ranching, where you keep your goats and you just get your animals, you keep them, you can do that. Nobody is inhibiting you. The land is yours. The land is appreciating in value, but you are also going to make returns on investment.
Okay,
saying
so
about
you're
every
saying
farming
that,
field.
instead of keeping it fallow and waiting to get the land to appreciate, you're also
Yes.
making use of that land, and at the same
Exactly.
time you are also, you know, planting and yielding, getting crops for personal or, you know, commercial use.
Definitely, that's the word. You just summarized it.
Okay.
So you're not just buying a land and waiting for 5 years where the land becomes the big thing that we always wait for it to become. You're also making things happen on a monthly, on a quarterly, and on a yearly basis.
So is this something that anybody can do anywhere they are? Because sometimes you are buying a property and it's not where you are, it's somewhere, you know, it's not some, you can't leave your job or you leave your business and start going down to be a farmer, right?
That is the beautiful thing. You can be a passive farmer. Yes, it is for everybody. Now, the end goal of this project, people that stay as far as Australia, they can have their properties in Nigeria and see it from anywhere. In fact, it's happening now. If you have the right connection and you have internet, you can just, you know, check and see what's happening in your property. So the truth of the matter is this: it is for everybody. And we feel like, we know, not that we feel, we know for sure that there are still people that will make this run seamlessly. And that's what we are trying to do. For instance, we want to have, there's a farmhouse, or we can call it farm hostel on the estates, so that the workers that you would get there would stay there. For some people, I remember the story of my friend. They invested in plots of land. On the day that they were going to harvest, they did some plants. On the day that they were going to harvest, their farm manager had invested everything and sold it, and the guy disappeared into thin air. Very sad story. As a matter of fact, this couple that I know, they didn't talk to themselves for a long period because it cost a lot. So what I'm trying to say is this: everybody can do this. You don't have to be actively involved in the farm. However, you should be actively involved in the administration. Okay? Remember I said earlier that trust is good, but control is better. So there will be platforms where there will be reports. There will be platforms where there will be data. In fact, there's going to be an office. There's going to be a vet presence. A vet will be attached to each of those estates, so that if there are any cases that demand such attention, the vet is always there. But you see, there will be some kind of inventory. So, if you're getting, for instance, somebody comes into poultry, like somebody that subscribed to it, and the person just paid for the old turkeys, not with the farm estate, but with somebody that we recommended, a professional. Yeah. I've been into farming, I've done farming before, and sometimes farming can hurt you if you're not careful.
Yeah.
If you want to learn on the journey, you would pay with some very good funds. And so what we felt is, since every solution has a problem and every career has a master, we felt like we engaged the right people. We engaged supervisors, we engaged professionals that are succeeding presently in that of, they're coming as supervisors. So you have your land is appreciating in value. You decided to put 100 turkeys there or 20 turkeys there. By next year, the number of your turkeys has grown. True or false? True. The value has grown. Okay. If you have 10 turkeys, for instance, turkey lays about 50 to 100 eggs annually.
So I want us to look at this on a national scale. Like, if anybody can, something that anybody can do, irrespective of your location, wherever you are, and they can do it even in a very small scale, like back of their homes, or within their vicinity.
Yeah.
What would you what would be your advice on anybody looking to do this wherever they find themselves?
My advice is, go ahead and do it. You can do it at the back of your house. People are beginning to raise gardens at the back of their houses. The price of tomatoes is not smiling now, Mara.
Yeah.
The price of meat is not smiling. Before, you can go to the market and buy a goat for 25,000. And the goat will probably take you for 2-3 weeks, depending on the size of your family. Yeah. But now, you won't have goat for that amount. So the truth of the matter is, you should take a decision, become innovative, look at how you can improve your income, look at how you can improve your sustainability, look at how you can improve even your nourishment. Because even some of the proteins we buy outside, they are preserved through terrible means. We've seen videos of people preserve So these dry stock fish with snipers just to chase away flies, and as well, these things can be carcinogenic.
Yeah.
That's why it could be one of the reasons why we are having high rates of cancers just springing up in this part of the world. We thought it was a foreign ailment before, but now it's becoming indigenous.
Yeah.
And that's because we are consuming what we do not know of. So the idea is, if you do not have a space at the back of your house and you want to buy a property and you're thinking that I don't want to just wait for this property to give me returns in 10 years when I resell it, you can come partner with this idea, get your property, it is appreciating in value, and then according to your decision, something can be produced on it, either plants or animals. But it's a win-win because your land is appreciating in value, and then your chances of getting returns on a quarterly or yearly basis is on the high, because the right people are engaged and the right situation, the right condition, everything is there. The farmers, the workers stay on the farm and all that. And anybody can partake of this or partner with this anywhere from the world. Yes, it will take time for some people to believe, but evidence goes soon plenty, and evidence will be on this show.
Thank you so much for that, Isaac. Okay, so the number to call it once again is 0700 903 903 903. We have a few minutes left. If you call in, please call. This should be the right time to call. 0700 903 903 903. All right, so Isaac, quick one. Looking at the regions, we're talking about investing in tomorrow, and for investors, and looking at the real estate industry and the market right now, where would you say should be profitable and emerging locations? All right, so we have a caller. Hello, good morning. Please turn down the volume of your radio set.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Please, what's your name?
Hello?
What's your name, please? Hello? All right, I think we lost that call. Okay, so where would you say, looking at the regions in the country right now, where would you say are profitable emerging locations for investors to come in and invest?
Amara, you see, the most obvious ones, academically again, they are Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt.
Yeah.
Lands are expensive there. How many of us can buy? Not everybody can buy in these places.
That's why I said, affordable, profitable. Okay.
Affordable properties. Now, this is what I will tell people.
Okay, we have a caller.
Look at,
Hello,
okay.
good morning. Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. What's your name, please? Okay, what's happening? I'm losing the calls. I don't know why. All right, like you were saying.
Yes. So, what I'm saying is, some of the places that have emerged and are still emerging,
Yes.
some people may not be able to afford. So let's not discuss that. Let us look at people's budget and now look at what government may do, and then position their properties and their investments along those paths.
Okay.
For instance, I would use a city that is not well known. There's a project that is happening in Ibadan. It's called the Secular Road, and that road is meant to go around the state. It is advisable for anybody in Ibadan or from Oyo State to now build or own properties that are close to that site.
Okay, so
Do you
you're saying
understand?
we should look at where the government has put it out
Where
infrastructure.
master plans and government projects are being situated on.
Yeah.
For instance, people are hearing that there is a road that will lead from Badagry to Sokoto, right? Look at that route, get properties close to those routes. So even if you're using the properties to just do some agricultural, you're making some incomes on the year, the property will be appreciating in value. Yes, they are master plans, but we also know that in the next 10 years, there may be new master plans. Now, these are the challenges that we face. And I can't come here and sit and say, these are the master plans, it is fixed. It is, nobody is going to change it. I can't be sure. I'm not future government, okay? I'm not future government. I don't know what the government will do. But it is better to go with the higher chance.
Yeah.
Where you have, so you look at some of those properties. Like if the road that is leading to Sokoto, for instance, if I'm buying a property in Lagos or in Ogun State, I will look at where it passes. Look at a few kilometers from that place and invest. And that's what I will tell everybody. The project in Ibadan is close to the circular road. Where you're running a supposedly serviced farm estate is close to the circular road. So that in the next 5 years, if development has gotten to that axis and is choking it, you convert the estate to a residential, fully residential estate, sell and make profit if you want to sell, or you can build and live there. So look at where government is going. Look at infrastructural development. Look at transportation system, like I mentioned earlier. Look at special economic zones. Look at industrial parks. Look at where churches, some mega churches headquarters are going to be located. We all know what happened to Shimawa. As soon as Redeem went there with redemption camp, that place started growing.
Yeah.
We also know what's happening at Songwater.
So,
and now we heard in the news that an airstrip is being approved for those places. Properties there will go. So look at where major projects, whether government or private, and please try to own a property there.
All right. Thank you so much, Isaac. I'm afraid our time is up. We'll have to go now. Thank you so much for all you've shared. Like I always say, it's always such an exciting time with you. And I'm looking forward to having you back here on the show. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you doing this. All right, then. All right. I'm really sorry for all those who tried to call in and then we couldn't, hear you. So sorry about that. I hope I will get a better connection next time. Please stay tuned. Send us a message and please engage with us. You can send me a WhatsApp chat if you need any more information on 0806463 7377 08064637377. Thank you. It's been a beautiful time with you. I'll be back same time next week. Stay blessed. My name is Amara Onwuzurike and I'm out.